Hi everyone, my name is Mason, and today I'm going to talk about the esports website I helped found called uSync. I'm going to first start off with a brief introduction to what we offer on our website. uSync is like a hub for esports competitions that aims to tackle the disorganization and finding events that suits everybody's needs. How do we do that though? And you might be asking, what esports events are you even talking about? Well, we have 5 main event types that we put in an organized manner while also making sure you can trust each event that is featured. The 5 types of competitions that we have are LANs, online tournaments, wagers, scrims or XP matches, and leagues, which can be for colleges, high schools, or for just anyone. Now, we don't host these events, we just put them all in one place so anyone can come on our site and find exactly what they need, and also to give the event organizers a better place to advertise themselves. But before I go more in depth, I want to kind of tell the story of our founders and why we decided to create uSync in the first place. Here's a picture of the uSync team. We are all currently college students from Miami University in Ohio. On the left is Matt, a junior computer science major, and he's our main coder. In the middle is Jake. He's our main founder, a junior finance major, and he's our CEO and also helps with coding as well. Finally, I'm on the right. I'm a junior in bio pre-med, and I deal with our marketing, social media, and client outreach. Now that you know the team behind uSync, I want to give some background on how we all came together to form this brand. Jake and I have been friends since we were kids. We grew up near Cleveland in a town called Avon, where we have been roommates in college since our first year here. But one day in our sophomore year, we found out that our school's varsity esports program had a Call of Duty team and were hosting tryouts very soon. We both played COD our whole lives, but I played a lot more casually, unlike Jake. I never really played competitively, but Jake taught me some of the basics, and we both went to tryouts. There, we were introduced to Matt, who was on the team the year before. Jake and Matt ended up making the starting roster, and with my little experience in competitive play, I unfortunately did not. I ended up just doing media production for the team and also for the varsity program. After some time in the program, we wanted to attend our first LAN. Everyone in esports knows that the best way to test your skill is to compete in an in-person environment where everyone is all on the same equipment, so it all comes down to your individual skill. But we began to notice that it was difficult to find a LAN near us, let alone any LAN in general. In our search for new competitions, we realized how many college and amateur leagues there actually was too. We also noticed that there were a bunch of different websites that offered wager or XP matches. This wasn't just the case for Call of Duty, but for all competitive games. Now that the 3 of us were close friends, we decided to see if it was just us having this problem or if it was occurring with other people as well. So we split up and interviewed 30 plus college students from all different types of schools. Some were in varsity programs with scholarships, some without scholarships, and some schools had only club programs. We asked them how they all found their events and if they had someone who helps them like a coach or a director. After all these interviews, we concluded that it wasn't just us who struggled to find competitions. Some of the major discoveries we found was that the best way to find LANs was through word of mouth, usually from directors or following the right people on Twitter. And non-scholarship schools and clubs usually had to find events on their own. The scholarship schools knew about a lot of different competitions and usually competed in multiple leagues and LANs because their directors knew how to find them. Most of the people we interviewed didn't know the sheer volume of competitions that were out there and they were missing out on. They all wanted more events to compete in but didn't know how to find them. We looked to see if there was any website or service that tried to solve this issue but couldn't find anything. So we asked ourselves if there was anything we can do to help, and that's when the idea of uSync was born. We wanted to create a website where people could easily find whatever esports event they wanted, but it had to be well thought out and organized, so anyone can use it. But how do we even go about making something like this? We started off by doing more research to find as many leagues, LANs, online tournaments, wagers, and head-to-heads for as many game titles as possible. This took us countless hours out of each of us to find everything. In total, we found over 100 esports events that were not well known to the public. Surprisingly, we found the most leagues out of anything. These leagues work just like any professional sports or esports league, where you play a regular season match and finish off with playoffs, usually for a prize pool with a bunch of money. There was a bunch of different college, high school, and amateur leagues that all ranged from small scale with less than 100 participants to large scale with thousands of participants. We also found a bunch of different LAN tournaments that had huge prize pools for the winners. Finally, we found many different websites that hosted daily online tournaments and also offered basic matches against another team where you can play for money or for free. With all this research done, we needed to build a website and brand to give all this information to the public. We came up with the name uSync because our goal was to synchronize the esports community. We explored many different website options, but eventually settled on Google Sites because it was free and we could easily add all the necessary information in a professional manner. It took us many hours to finally add all the info and also style it in a neat way so anyone could figure it out. After months of grinding, we finally launched the uSync website in July 2022 under the domain usync.gg. Soon after, we filed to become an official LLC. But because of the sheer amount of time and effort it took us, we launched with events only from Call of Duty, Halo, Warzone, and League of Legends. But soon after, though, we added support for Rocket League and Valorant, with plans to add as many game titles as possible in the future. For each of these games, we sorted events by leagues, LANs, tournaments, wagers, and head-to-heads. For leagues, we sorted them by amateur, collegiate, and high school sections, and had verified events at the top of each. Under tournaments, you can find all daily tournaments from every single website, all sorted by time. Wagers and head-to-heads feature all the websites where you can find these event types, and they're also sorted by verified at the top. For LANs, we decided to do something that has never been done and put them all on a map so you can easily see how close some of these events are to you. You can sort the map by game and click on each pin to take you to a page with all the info for the event and a join link directly to the event itself. Now, you may have noticed that I mentioned verified events in the last slide. While conducting our search for these events, we realized that some were more trustworthy than others. We obviously wanted to make sure that everyone using our site was entering safe and trustworthy events to decrease the number of potential scams. So we came up with the idea of verification, where the event hosters that we feature can apply and we personally double check all their information and reviews to determine if they are deemed a trustworthy provider. Verified hosters earn a couple of different perks compared to non-verified hosters. It also shows the community that they are not only a well-trusted, but have shown a record of exceptional quality in their work. Some of the perks include putting their events at the top of the page where the most traffic occurs. They get more customizability on their page. We promote them on our social medias, and we can sell event passes from them directly on our page. We have many exciting new features that we will be adding to the site in the near future. Our main goal is to include as many game titles as possible to help the community grow. Our current project as of today is coding our whole website so we can transition off of Google Sites and add all the new features we have planned. We also want to increase our marketing so we can promote our service to the esports community. Right now our site is in beta, but look out for version 1.0 coming in really soon. And here's how you find our website. You just type in usync.gg and click the first link. I'm now going to transition into a demonstration of how our page works. Here's our home page. You can see all our titles, and now I'm going to go into League of Legends first. Here you can see all the leagues. These are amateur leagues, then collegiate leagues, and then high school leagues. And you can go into them and see all the information with a join link to each. For tournaments, these are all the daily tournaments that are active right now, and you can see them all sorted by time. And you can join directly to the websites by just pressing join now. For LANs, you can see a map of all the different LANs in the US right now. You can click on them and it'll take you directly to a page to see all the information on them. Wagers and head-to-head are pretty similar. You can see all the sites that offer them. Now I'm going to show our verification page. This is our verification page where you can learn more about what it means to become verified and also apply to become verified. That was the basics of how our website works. We are still currently in beta as of 2023, so it might look a little bit different in the future. I hope you found this beneficial and you actually learned something. Thank you all for listening.